Hi, I'm glad you could still join me for the second episode of Tikomo with Selima Henok, a platform where we get to talk about our traditions and cultures. We get to talk about the arts and entertainment industry, and we also just talk about the societal matters that matters to society. So I started this episode just to learn and explore, and also just tap into the industries that are not really that spoken about. We talk about our culture and traditions. We talk about our arts and entertainment industry, especially our culture. We need to document it so that our children will be able to go back to something if they want to check how certain things are made, if they want to see how certain practices are made in different cultures. And like I said in my first episode, I'm gonna share in my first episodes. I'm sharing the coming first episodes. I'll be sharing about the Oshiwambo culture because I got to document it when I went to the north the first week of December last year. And I'm starting with them and sharing the items, how they are made, and also just some of one or two things that you can learn from it. All right. I'm excited to have started this, and I'm excited that you also joined me for the second episode. And I'm excited as well to be sharing the item for today, which is the Oshiwambo culture item that I'll be sharing today. So this is Muti Farm with Selima Henok. Muti Farm is a Damara Nama word or Nama Damara word that basically means sit and discuss. So we are going to sit and discuss, talk about things that matter to us, our cultures, our traditions, our film and entertainment industry where my heart lies, and also societal matters that matters to society. So yes, getting into the episode of today. So we are talking about, guess what? We are talking about Ombike. Yes, you heard it right. Ombike Vambulikwa, they call it, and it's a whiskey that is not discovered yet, if I should put it that way. I saw that some people already tried to document, to put it in the market in terms of making it appealing with the designs of the bottle and also just putting it out there. But today we're basically just going to talk about the making of Vambulikwa. As you can see by the visuals, we're just gonna see what it's made from, and also just look at the process of really getting it done. Okay, it's quite interesting. So Mbike is made from Oshiwambo wild fruits, and we're talking about endunga or either embe or a nyandi, depending on what is in season that time. So when I went to the north in December, it was endunga that was in season. And we at our village we don't have them, but when we went to my father's village at their homestead, they have the endungas. So we were able to get them, and my mom made them while we were there. She made them in small pieces, as you can see. She made them in small pieces the whole day. She was just there. Even when I was driving around with my father, visiting my grandmother and going to Okahau and doing other little things, my mom was just busy with putting those endungas in small pieces. They are found on palm trees. Yes, palm trees. Are you familiar? Moshiwambo. I omve owembe, but endunga. Endunga ndingamshikana. Okay. Endunga olunga. My goodness, I don't know Shivambo. Olunga. Endunga jengwa olunga mwana wange. Olunga. It's such a beautiful palm tree. I love the structure of that palm tree. So my nephew that we went with was able to go collect them, and my mom was putting them in small pieces. Just look at how she's doing that. Quite interesting. And I was asking her if she's not hurting herself, or maybe just somehow accidentally just hurt herself while she's trying to put those in small pieces. and she seemed like an expert in it, so I just let her be and do her thing. So she managed to put that in 2 sacks, big ones that we came with. So when we were coming from Makahawa, I was like, Mom, I want to document the making of Ombike. And she's like, nave anolingwana wamontana kushishimowalike kushitulake mfalo kefanoloyolo. I'm like, ondame mombiko ndala kuininga. And she's like, ndala kuitula mefano. She's like, ombike kanave kufoshivike opo ips oshivike ngono mafiko. And I was supposed to go back 2 days. So she's saying that it takes like a week for it to ferment before you can make ombike, more than a week or so. And I'm like, and I'm supposed to go back in 2 days time. And I'm like, wememe, I still want to make ombike. Mbikantini, I'm like, tuningenye oshimota shipi like a kana. And she's like, yoshimita shipikana shimashiku for mafiku. I'm like, meme, ombiko tape seke tuningeni. And she was a little bit hesitant. I kind of like gave up, but that's all something that like I take from my mom as well. My mom is this type of person who will really get not angry about something, like hesitant about something, that she will not do it, but at the end of the day she will end up doing it. So she decided, she was saying that if you waste my endungas, if you waste endungadi, you are going to pay my money, because the thing will not ferment in the 2 days or 3 days. So I think it was 2 or 3 days that I needed to go back before I go back. And I'm like, it will, because that's something about me. Hey, if you have to know a little bit about me, when I set my mind to something in terms of doing it, and when I have belief and faith, it also has to do with my faith. Perhaps like if I said like it will be done, there's so much things that I've done by just saying that it will happen, and definitely it does happen. So what happens is you put endunga into okangoma. I don't know what's okangoma called in English, guys. It's a big can, okangoma, a plastic can. See the can, okangoma. If somebody knows what okangoma is, please put it in the comments so that we know what okangoma is. Hey? So she put like a few of the endungas that were put in small pieces into the ongoma, and she poured water, and it needed to ferment now for some days. So some people say that some people, when they make ombike, they put funny items inside to make it stronger, but mom says she's not aware of that. But if there are people that are doing it, it's not safe and it's very dangerous as well. She didn't put a lot of them because she was sure that the things will not it will not ferment. But anyways, so you need to be every day, you need to be stirring them so that they can ferment, and there's like a certain smell that comes out of it. For those that make ombike, they know that the thing is ready to, the ombike is ready to be made, the fruits or the endungas are ready to be made in ombike. So yes, 2 days. Guess what? Ombiko yapsa. It was ready to be made. So that's the thing about me. If I put my mind to something, I think it's some type of faith that I have, and it works for me in a lot of things that I do. So if somebody tells me that the thing cannot be done or it's not working, I just don't take your word for it. I still try it, and most of the time it works out. So yes, it was just an interesting part. Another thing about ombike, it will knock you out. Hey, my mom used to sell it in Rehoboth. She'll get it from the north, and I will steal some of it. Yes, and I'll pretend as if I'm sleeping, but I'm drunk. But that was then, guys. That was then. Yes, I used to steal ombike. God, another story that I'll share one day. It was a lekker drong. Okay, so yes. Okay, so where was I, guys? Okay, yes. So the ombike will knock you out if you have a lot of it, and that's why they only save it in okanepe, that they sell it in okanepe. Yes. So yes, let's get into the making of ombike. So the interesting part of making ombike is that you put, like, it's a big pot. They usually use Oshito, 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 if you know, please put it in my comment, in the comments. What do you call Oshito? Somebody, if you know in English, it's the calabash. A calabash? Yes, I think it's a calabash. Yes, so you make it with that, but my mom, the one that my mom had broke, so she was just using a general pot. Now there's the pot, and then there's this funny thing that you can see that's made into wood that has two pipes out of it where the ombike is supposed to go through. So she puts the pot on, she makes the fire, puts the pot, and then the fermented endungas have to go into the pot and they need to boil. So you need to close it up very nicely with onata, but that the thing that you close it up with, it comes from Moshana. It's oh, did I capture it? Oh, I hope the visuals are there. So it's I don't know what it's called, I forgot the name, but as you can see by the visual. So you take that and then you make it wet. It kind of becomes like cement, and then you try to close the pot very well so that the steam does not get out, hey. So the pot needs to be closed very well so that the steam has no way of escaping that pot. So she really closed it up very nice, as you can see by the process. And then the two thing that has the pipes as well, the wood that has the pipes, it's crafted out of wood, and then there are two pipes. It's just unique, guys, the way it's made. I'm like, how did these people come up with these things? Like, how, what?
Akatulwane onyome enyome tinyado atitulamo malusheno ti otona atiteterwa mokatadi ningo katemba ne kaimataka hokwa ilwenjini talituwe mbululu tamutulwane kapepyo ko tokatulane mombia tofilikone menji nyorola tetwilo mokatemba otulamo nome otwehelepo yombike yo teishishano nyotamimoshi.
So you cover the pot. She covered the pot, and then make sure that the steam doesn't escape, and it can only go through those pipes. So
you kill it now, I make it Ombike ya pedu.
Pipes. So the ombike is coming from that steam. Guys, it's not because of the water that's coming out of the endungas, but the steam is the one that's making the ombike. The steam is the one that steam that goes through is the, so I think the smell of the endungas is the one that's creating ombike through the steam. So it's not like the water is coming out of the endunga and then it becomes ombike. Where edimba lo lendunga. The smell of the wild fruits is the one that is creating the ombike, and it's so strong that it can knock you out. So it had to boil, and then after the steam was now enough, then the ombike started to drip, as you can see in the two bottles that is set there. So it was quite interesting to see the process of the setup. Is the pot is that wood thing with the two pipes, and then we have the bottles that are receiving the ombike from the steam through those two pipes, hey. And it was dripping, yes. And the process doesn't, it takes a little while, but somehow my mom knows when it's done that ombike, oh yeah, it's the ombike is done. I don't know if she tasted, I didn't see that process. She tastes to see if it's done, or she just knows. Since she has been doing this for a long time, she kind of just knows that the ombike is done now, done. I was just like, woo. So we see alcohol in the show. Is this how it's made? I don't know. It's quite interesting, hey? For me, it was just a unique process. And of course, at the end of the day, the ombike was done. They serve it in small bottles of whiskey. Unepi, they call it Ombike Oshiwambo. They sell it in that, apparently it's roughly $20 or $10 $10 or $20, depending on how strong it is. Because if gengo ya ningo mashasha, I don't know if it's mashasha, ilo mangeje, or manganja, or mangeje. There's a word that they use, I forgot. If somebody knows, please put it in the comment box. But gengo ya shasha, then it's a little bit cheaper or something. I don't know if it's their shasha, but when it's like well made, then it can cost $20 or so. So I got to taste and I had a headache of it. Yes, I used to steal it when my mom used to sell it in Vietnam, but of course now I'm a big girl. I don't do that anymore. I don't get drunk. I don't drink. Okay, but I do sip a little bit of wine, red wine, dry, but it's like one glass, one glass or so. But yes, so I had a taste of Ombike again after so many years, and it didn't knock me out because I just had one sip, and then I had a headache afterwards. So it was interesting to see the process of making Ombike. And of course, we still need to find out what the amount of alcohol in that liquor, because it's very strong, guys. And if somebody can really work on that and put it into the market, I think it's a very interesting one, and there is a market for it as well. Why not use our own things? We drink very expensive whiskeys that are coming from other countries. We don't even know how they are made or what they put in there, but at least with Vambulikwa we know that this is originally made from the wild fruits, our own things. You know what the person is putting in, no funny added stuff, and get that unless there are people that do their funny things, but the ones that we can witness and we see how they are making it, no funny things added. It's pure, although it's very strong in alcohol and it can knock you out. At least we know that the process of how it's made. So yes, that's about the Vambulikwa. I don't know if I left out something. If I left out something, of course the visuals will tell. Okay, you'll see it by visuals, because I got to take a lot of visuals of it. So yes, thank you so much for joining me for the second episode of Tikomo with Selima Henok. It was a pleasure being in your company. Please do subscribe, do like. If this episode you found this episode interesting, do share. I'll see you in the next episode, and love you very much. Bye bye.
Ini vane yako kanguru kui.